Welcome to the new episode of Down the Road. We're in a 2025 BMW M4 Competition. It's rear-wheel drive. I'm here with my good friend Jake. He actually rented this car on Turo. So we've kind of been hooning it around, having a good time with it. It's stupid fast. There's a lot of things to like about it. There's a lot of things to dislike about it. So we're going to do a little review on it. We're just going to do a little drive down the road here and see how it is. But it's very powerful. It's a 3-liter twin turbo 6-cylinder with 503 horsepower. Like I said, it's the comp. This model, being that it is rear-wheel drive, actually has a little less horsepower. If you had the X-Drive, the X-Drive gets 20 horsepower more, 523. So this one only has 503. It's 479 pound-feet of torque, so it's pretty stout. I wish it sounded better. We're gonna kind of rip it here. We'll go into M mode. Getting on the highway here. Got a little squirrely on me there. Shifts fast. It's very powerful. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah.
we kind of ripped it there getting on the highway.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely feel how powerful it is and how quick it is. At home, I've got an RSQ8, so it's a pretty stark difference between the two. You definitely feel the horsepower in this versus my car at home. So
yeah, this thing is an animal. It's very powerful. It's loud. We've got the exhaust valves open right now.
Yep.
The one thing I don't like about it, there's a handful of things I don't like about it. One, I'm just not really thrilled with how BMW has been lately in terms of their design language. I mean, obviously that doesn't correlate to performance, but the design language, I'm just not thrilled with how these cars look. All of them are becoming too bloated. They look like a bad Botox injection. They're just it's like lip filler everywhere. These very rounded and bloated curves to all these cars now, especially like the X3. They look completely different. You've got all these big, massive grills on these cars. I don't know what they're thinking, and a lot of people are complaining. So hopefully a redesign is in the future to kind of tame what they're doing. I mean, who knows? These looks could grow on people. Some of it has grown on me, I'll be frank, but it could get better with time, but I just don't think it will personally. I mean, what do you think about the looks?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing something smart in kind of departing from that more luxury oriented design language and more towards a sporty design language. Especially for the M models, BMW's been known as a driver's car forever, but the design has never reflected that until now, I think. But yeah, I think there's refinement that needs to happen. I do agree with some of your points about how they all do look a little too big and too rounded. I'd like to see a little bit more sharp.
A little
design.
more masculinity, in my opinion. A lot of things are kind of softening the edges. It's more futuristic looking, I get that, and that's kind of, everything's leaning towards electrification, and they're making it look so modern and futuristic because of electric cars. But I don't know, maybe I'm stuck in the past. I like older cars personally. I think all these new cars don't look great.
Not everything needs to look like a spaceship.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, we're on the highway right now. I mean, this thing is rattling already. I mean, this is a rental, so it's probably been beaten the shit out of.
Yeah.
So it's got some quirks. I mean, we got it and it was filthy. We literally took it to a wash and washed it, The detailer in me, I wanted to literally clean the living shit out of the car. This car is Sao Paulo yellow, so it's kind of that, you know, neon highlighter green, highlighter yellow almost color. I am not a fan of it. I don't like it. It screams, look at me.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a sports car. It's a two-door coupe. It's supposed to say scream at me, and it's supposed to be performance-oriented, but some of these colors that they have are just horrible. I like the old generation M3, the F80s, where they had the Yasmarina blue. That's like one of my all-time favorite colors. I think a timeless color for BMW.
Yeah, it's a great color.
Yeah, this color is not ideal in my opinion. It's not very pleasing looking. It also has a white interior. This interior is trashed. These seats are all marked up, so I recommend not getting a white interior for this car.
Unless you're really going to maintain it.
Yes. I mean, this again, the detailer in me, I'm like, I want to steam clean these seats. They are disgusting. And I mean, there's just black on the seats. It's like, it's all gunked up. It's not good. So I'd highly advise against getting a white interior. Otherwise, like Jake said, if you're a detailer like myself, you should 100% be okay. Because white is pretty cool looking, to be honest. It's what I call pimp. We are on the highway, like I was saying. The ride is decent on the highway, but if any over any like undulations in the road or cracks or bumps, you feel it. It beats you up. We have the suspension in comfort mode right now, because other than that, it's pretty stiff of a ride. That'd be one of my major complaints, performance-wise, with the vehicle. It's very stiff.
Yeah, being in comfort mode, it feels like a sport mode to me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even feel like much of a ride quality improvement over, a sport setting.
Agreed. The seats are okay. These are not the M Carbon buckets. They are just the standard seats. They're very heavily bolstered. It hugs a little tight. I'm not a huge guy by any means, but it's a little tight for me, and they're not super comfortable. I don't really like them.
Yeah. They're a little hard to figure out the controls too. Yeah. So I had to search for a while to find the bolster controls, and I opened it up all the way and it's still pretty tight.
Yeah. And you're a bigger guy than me.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the carbon buckets are also awful. And they have that little thing that sits right by your testicles, to put it frankly. That looks super uncomfortable. But I do like the M4 in the headrests. I like that. I think that's a cool design, and they illuminate at night. I think that's super cool. Mm-hmm. The steering wheel is massive in this car, in my opinion. It just feels humongous. Even the font on the steering wheel is huge. It's like that iPhone setting where you set your text to large. I'm going to rip it here.
Yeah.
Woo! Doesn't like if I hit the rev. It didn't want to shift.
Yeah, it really doesn't like that hitting the top of the
rev band there. Yeah, and I hit the shift button, so
yeah, it skipped it on me too earlier.
Yeah, it delayed a little bit there,
which is interesting because we were trying to fucking max out. It's hard.
It is kind of cool because sometimes these cars will auto upshift for you. Mm-hmm. When you don't want it to. But car sounds good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad.
Especially compared to the last generation. I think the last generation sounded like ass, and everyone would always put a terrible exhaust system on them, so they'd sound even worse. You can only make a 6-cylinder sound so good, but this one sounds decent. We were talking about the burbles and stuff. This doesn't really have any burbles or gurgles or anything like that to it. I wish it did. Some can be obnoxious, don't get me wrong, like burble tunes and stuff like that. But it definitely could use a little bit better of an exhaust note, I'd say, but it doesn't sound bad. This car starts out at about $81,000 roughly. I think it's worth every penny of that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a base price.
This particular car is not optioned very high, at least from what I can tell. It probably would be about $90,000 based on kind of looking online and seeing the options and packages that this car offers. Yeah, I think the rear-wheel drive is fine. I don't know if I'd necessarily get it with all-wheel drive.
Yeah, I think the X-Drive would be probably a little more enjoyable.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, it got like I said, when we were driving back there, it got a little squirrely. It broke a little bit of traction on me, but it's not scary where it's very tail happy.
Yeah.
It's got a staggered setup, and it's got 19s in the front and 20s in the rear. The tip-in with the accelerator is pretty sensitive. I'm in standard mode now, and I mean, just touching the gas, it like kind of throws you back in your seat, which I don't necessarily like. I think it would maybe come with some calibration, some foot calibration, and getting used to it and driving the car a little bit more. The brakes, I'm not in love with. This is not the carbon ceramic brake package on this car. You kind of have to get into them. Like, the pedal feel is very interesting. You have to get pretty far into the pedal for it to bite pretty hard. What do you think about the brakes?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm used to carbon ceramics on my car at home, so that's like a pretty drastic departure as it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's because this is a rental. The brakes are maybe a little loose, but yeah, you got to push kind of hard to get the stopping power you need. But I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be too hard on it because this is a rental.
I know.
So I don't know what a stock one, really feels like
yeah.
fresh off the lot.
It's a 2025, like I mentioned, so it's brand new, but it already has 17,000 miles on it, which is a lot. That's why the interior is pretty filthy. I mean, the owners that rent this car out do not take good care of it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had to wash it and get it up to standards, in my opinion. But the handling is okay. I think it's pretty good. The steering feel is kind of lackluster. I expected a little bit better steering, but I know BMW kind of hasn't been. They're not in their glory days anymore. Everything's electronically assisted, and it's kind of numb. I just drove a Porsche GT3 RS, and that car has the best steering feel ever. And so I know exactly where the front wheels are. But with this car, it's kind of hard to tell where my front wheels are sometimes, and you don't get a ton of feedback through the wheel, which I wish it had more, especially being an M car and being the price it is.
Yeah, for being so sport-oriented, I'm a little surprised at how... I mean, it's not super loose, but it's loose enough where it's like, I don't know why it's that way on such a performance-oriented car,
Yeah. So we're just driving around town now. And again, you can hear I don't know if it'll come across on the audio, but there's rattles in here already.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in the center console, so I mean the materials are pretty decent though in here. The interior materials.
Yeah, build quality is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I don't like the texture, like whatever this is called. I think I marked it down.
Like rhombus anthracite.
Yeah.
Rhombusile anthracite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather go for. I mean, obviously carbon fiber would look good in here, but even like a regular brushed aluminum would look okay.
Yeah.
Like all the other trim, like around the air vents and the door handles and stuff, are all like regular like matte aluminum and look way better than this like.
Yeah. This
whatever
textured
dumb pattern.
Diamond. Yeah, it's horrible. It looks so cheap.
Yeah.
It looks like something you'd find in like a Toyota.
Which I think it's plastic.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, it's not worthy of their top of the line model,
Yeah, I like the continuous screen. It is hard for me to get away from a lot of these cars. It's interesting they're getting rid of their kind of gauge cluster cover that extends out.
The hoods and stuff.
Yeah, your gauge hood. It's hard for me to get used to that, which is interesting, but I think this screen is nice. The visuals are great on it. The MMI is pretty decent. However, I don't know, everything's going into these big screens now, and I like physical buttons. Again, I'm more old school, but it's very legible. The steering wheel is a little large, like I said, and I wish you could adjust the height of it, and I mean you can, but you can't really go lower than what it is now.
Yeah,
otherwise you block the screen
as you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does get in the way of the screen, which sucks. Yeah, and going back to the actual like infotainment unit, I think some of the 5 Series and up, I think are like a more integrated screen, which I like, in comparison to this like tablet style, where it just kind of sticks out of the dashboard.
Yeah.
But it's a nice, good, like crisp display, and like it's pretty responsive, like, so that's nice. There's not like lag and stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems very intuitive.
I will say though, the gauge cluster is like oddly busy, but with all irrelevant information. Like, it's really difficult to tell what mode you're in. And like, I mean, there's like a little indicator that tells you that you're like in M1.
Yeah.
But like, if you're in like the normal drive mode and you switch it to sport, there's like no indication at all, which is a little strange to me.
These M modes are pretty cool. I do like that it has M1 and M2 on the steering wheel where you can customize your drive modes. And it's almost like too much. There's almost too much to customize. But that is cool. I mean, that makes it makes you more in tune with the car. But there's, manual 1, manual 2, manual 3, S1, S2, S3 for the transmission. It's like, what do all those do? I mean,
yeah.
I definitely have to do a little bit more research on that.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to be like really like performance oriented driving this, like most of those modes are so like unusable or like not relevant, to daily driving. So
overall, this is a solid car. The motor really makes up for everything else. However, in my opinion, I would not buy this car. It's just not for me, especially with BMW's design language lately. It adds a lot to be desired. All their cars, I see them on the road, and I just shake my head because I think they look ridiculous. These big grills, these bloated fenders, not for me. The interior on this car is good. The handling is pretty good. The motor, again, is the best part. So, I'm glad I got to drive it. And that's about it. Well, thanks, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. Please subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.